Ready for a deep dive into a story that's both fascinating and unsettling.
Oh, absolutely. I've been looking forward to this one.
Today, we're heading to 19th century France,
Ooh, France. All right.
to a remote inn with a sinister secret, the Red Inn.
Sinister, you say? This is right up my alley.
And this isn't just about uncovering the truth behind a gruesome crime.
Okay.
It's about exploring how that crime captivated a nation and how the echoes of that event still resonate today.
I like it. So what's on the docket for today? What are we diving into?
So what makes this case, the Red Inn murders, so captivating?
Lay it on me.
Well, we've got a stack of sources for you. Historical texts, court documents, even some modern analysis.
Oh, we're going all in. Love it.
Because this deep dive is all about getting the full picture.
Gotta have the full picture.
We're talking whispers of cannibalism.
Cannibalism. What?
A justice system on the brink of change.
Now we're talking.
And enough twists and turns to rival any mystery novel.
All right, you've got me hooked. Let's do it.
Okay, let's set the stage.
Okay.
Picture this. It's the 1830s, rural France.
Okay.
The French Revolution is still a recent memory.
Right.
The political climate is tense.
Definitely.
And nestled amidst this backdrop is the seemingly ordinary Red Inn.
The Red Inn. Got it.
But, as we'll soon discover, nothing about this inn or its story is ordinary.
I'm sensing a butt coming.
Well, you'd be right.
Hit me with it.
The inn's remoteness plays a key role in this story.
Remoteness, huh? How so?
Imagine you're traveling in a time when journeys are long and arduous,
Right. I'm with you.
and this isolated inn appears.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. Offering respite and shelter.
Exactly.
But that isolation, it also breeds an air of mystery.
Yeah, exactly. Allowing rumors to take root and spread like wildfire.
Oh, I bet. Rumors in a small town and all that.
And rumors there were. But before we get to those, let's talk about Jean-Antoine Enjolras.
Okay, who is this Jean-Antoine Enjolras?
A horse dealer who had the unfortunate luck of crossing paths with the Red Inn.
Uh-oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
He stopped there one day and then vanished.
Vanished. Like, poof, gone.
Gone. Weeks later, his body turns up, skull smashed, knee crushed.
Oh, no. Not exactly the peaceful countryside stroll one might hope for.
Not quite.
So what happened? They think he was murdered at the end.
The discovery of Enjolras' body transformed a local tragedy into a national sensation.
Wow, national news!
Suddenly, all eyes were on the Red Inn and its keepers, the Martins.
The Martins, okay. And they quickly became the prime suspects.
And it wasn't just the murder itself that fueled suspicion. Let's talk about those rumors we mentioned.
Okay, the rumors. Right. What were they saying?
Whispers of missing travelers, strange cooking smells emanating from the inn. Some even whispered about cannibalism.
Cannibalism. Okay, now that's just creepy.
These weren't just idle gossip, though.
Really?
These rumors tapped into a deep well of fear and uncertainty in post-revolutionary France.
That makes sense, I guess, after something as big and as tumultuous as a revolution.
Remember, this was a time of immense social and political upheaval.
Yeah, makes sense.
And in times like these, people crave explanations, scapegoats.
Right, someone to blame to make sense of it all.
So the Martins, with their rural inn and air of mystery, became easy targets for suspicion.
Easy targets in a time of fear and uncertainty. Gotcha.
But how did these rumors actually play out in a court of law? Well, buckle up, because this is where the story takes a dramatic turn.
Okay, I'm buckled in. Courtroom drama, let's do it.
The trial of the Martins was a spectacle that captivated the nation.
I can imagine. A murder mystery. Whispers of cannibalism.
Over 100 witnesses were called to testify. Imagine the courtroom drama.
Wow, over 100. That's a lot of opinions, a lot of perspective.
Each with their own version of events.
Of course, yeah.
Their own interpretation of the rumors that swirled around the Red Inn.
So basically a whole lot of hearsay.
And this is where the legal context of the time becomes crucial. We're talking about France under Napoleonic Code, a system that, believe it or not, relied heavily on witness testimony.
On witness testimony, okay.
Even if that testimony was hearsay.
Wait, what? Really? They took hearsay as evidence.
Precisely. Think about that for a second. What we might consider inadmissible evidence today,
Right.
whispers and conjecture,
Oh, wow, yeah.
held significant weight in a court of law back then. And remember those rumors we talked about?
How could I forget?
They weren't just background noise. They seeped into the very fabric of the trial.
This is wild. So we've got a justice system that puts a lot of stock in what people think they saw or heard, combined with a backdrop of unsettling rumors about the Red Inn and its owners.
Exactly.
I'm guessing things didn't go so well for the Martins.
Helps to catch it on.
So spill the tea. What went down at this trial?
Well, the trial transcripts paint a fascinating, if somewhat chaotic, picture of the proceedings.
Oh, I bet. With that many witnesses, it must have been a real circus.
Witnesses came forward with all sorts of stories.
Like what? Give me the juicy details.
Some claiming to have seen bloodstains at the inn.
Okay, that's kind of creepy.
Others swearing they saw, well, let's just say, suspicious ingredients in the cooking pot.
Hold on. Suspicious ingredients. Are we talking about those cannibalism rumors again?
Maybe.
Did anyone actually claim to have seen anything concrete, or was it all just speculation and hearsay?
That's the thing about this case.
What is it?
It's this strange mix of concrete details and these almost folklore-ish whispers.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me an example.
Take Claude Paget, for instance.
Okay, Claude Pages.
Yeah. He testified that he saw the Martins moving a large object, possibly a body, using a cart in the dead of night.
That sounds pretty incriminating. Moving a body in the middle of the night. Not a good look.
Right. But then again, it was the middle of the night.
True, it's not like he had perfect visibility.
Could he have been mistaken? What about the other witnesses? Did any of them have more definitive proof?
Well, there's where it gets even more complicated.
Oh, no. More complications. Don't leave me hanging.
One witness, a beggar named Laurent Chaise, actually claimed to have witnessed Enjolras' murder at the inn.
Whoa. Okay, so that's it then. Case closed.
Hold your horses.
Oh, but what is it?
Remember we talked about the Napoleonic Code's reliance on hearsay?
Yeah, but this guy actually saw it happen, right?
Well, Che's native language was patois, a local dialect. His entire testimony had to be translated into French for the court.
And I'm sensing a but coming.
But, and this is a big one, the accuracy of that translation, the nuances lost, or perhaps even twisted in the process, have been questioned by scholars ever since.
So are you saying that his story, his eyewitness account, might have been misinterpreted?
It's impossible to know for sure, and that's what makes this case so compelling.
Okay, so we've got a trial heavily reliant on potentially shaky witness accounts, fueled by rampant rumors, and a hefty dose of lost in translation thrown in for good measure. Where does it go from there?
Well, after a 7-day trial, the jury reached a verdict.
And
Pierre and Marie Martin, along with their employee Jean Rochette, were found guilty of Enjolras' murder and sentenced to death.
wait, what about the nephew, Andre? I remember he was also implicated in all this. What happened to him?
He was acquitted.
Acquitted. But the others?
For the Martins and Rochette, justice was swift and brutal.
Oh, no. What do they do to them?
They were publicly executed by guillotine right there in front of the Red Inn. Imagine, if you will, the scene. Thousands gathered to witness the execution, the fall of the blade marking not only the end of 3 lives, but seemingly the close of a chilling chapter in local history.
Well, what a gruesome end to a gruesome tale. So that's it then. Case closed.
Not quite. You see, just before the executioner brought down the blade, Rochette cried out, "Cursed masters, what have you not made me do?"
Whoa. Chills. What do you think he meant by that? Was he coerced? Was there more to the story, something darker lurking beneath the surface?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's a question that continues to fascinate and haunt us to this day. Because while the guillotine fell silent centuries ago, the echoes of that day at the Red Inn and the lingering uncertainty surrounding Rochette's final words continue to resonate.
So the story doesn't end with the fall of the guillotine. Tell me more. This is where it gets really interesting.
You see, when modern-day scholars revisited the Red Inn case, they started noticing cracks in the seemingly ironclad verdict. Remember our discussion about the Napoleonic Code and its limitations?
Yeah.
While legal experts now argue that the heavy reliance on hearsay, coupled with potential mistranslations and a charged socio-political climate, casts a significant shadow of doubt over the entire trial.
You're saying the Martins, and Rochette for that matter, might have been victims of circumstance. That the justice system, in its zeal to find a culprit, might have condemned the wrong people.
It's certainly a possibility that can't be ignored. And it speaks to a broader theme we see throughout history. Remember that quote we pulled from the research?
Which one?
The legal system complained repeatedly of scandalous acquittals by juries reluctant to convict their fellow citizens, but noted also convictions, legally dubious but considered morally sound, of the disreputable.
So in a time of turmoil, sometimes it's easier to point the finger at those who are already marginalized.
Right.
Those who don't quite fit in.
Yeah.
rather than grappling with the true complexities of a crime.
Absolutely. And that's what happened here, isn't it?
It seems that way.
The Martins, with those unsettling rumors clinging to them, they became the perfect villains
Yeah.
in a story that demanded a resolution,
Right.
regardless of whether that resolution was actually just.
It makes you wonder about those scandalous acquittals mentioned in that quote.
Yeah.
Were those truly miscarriages of justice, or were they cases where the system hesitated to condemn those deemed respectable,
Right.
even when evidence might have pointed to their guilt? It seems like justice back then wasn't always blind.
It's a sobering thought, for sure. It speaks to the fact that justice systems, even today, are products of their time,
Yeah.
shaped by social norms, political pressures, and yes, even the stories the society tells itself about right and wrong.
So what became of the Red Inn after all of this? Did it just fade into obscurity, haunted by its grim past?
Not quite. In a strange twist, the Red Inn is now a tourist attraction,
Really?
a macabre reminder of this unsettling tale.
Wow. So people actually go there.
They do. They've even got the actual guillotine on display.
Wow. Talk about leaning into your history. It's
Right.
interesting how a place so steeped in darkness can become a point of fascination. It's almost like we're drawn to these stories even as they unsettle us.
There's definitely a human fascination with true crime.
Right.
And the Red Inn case, with its blend of murder, mystery, and lingering uncertainty, it continues to capture the imagination, even centuries later.
Speaking of capturing the imagination, you mentioned something about film adaptations of the Red Inn story. That seems like a bold move, considering the subject matter.
It is, and they offer fascinating insights into how our perspectives on this case, and perhaps on crime and punishment in general, have evolved.
Oh, okay. How so?
The first film, released in 1951, took a surprisingly comedic approach.
Wait, what?
Can you imagine?
A crime comedy about murder and suspected cannibalism.
It focuses on the innkeepers supposedly confessing to a priest.
That's certainly a unique take on the story.
It speaks to how, over time, history can be reshaped, reinterpreted to fit different narratives. Now, contrast that with the second adaptation, a 2007 remake, that embraces the thriller genre, leaning into the suspense and horror of the events.
Two films, two drastically different tones, both based on the same historical event. It makes you wonder, what's the real story of the Red Inn? Is there even such a thing as a single objective truth when it comes to events so shrouded in mystery and speculation?
That's the heart of it, isn't it? The Red Inn murders weren't just about a crime, they were about the stories we tell ourselves about crime. The way those stories are shaped by the passage of time, by our own biases and interpretations. We're left to sift through the conflicting accounts, the whispers and rumors, and draw our own conclusions.
And those conclusions are often more about us than about the events themselves. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the Red Inn murders, what are some key takeaways you hope our listeners will hold on to?
Firstly, never underestimate the power of a good story. Stories, even when rooted in tragedy, they captivate us, they shape our understanding of the world, and sometimes they even influence the course of justice.
And secondly,
always remember that history is rarely black and white. It's a tapestry woven from countless perspectives, often shrouded in ambiguity and open to interpretation.
And lastly, I think this case serves as a powerful reminder to question everything.
Right.
Question the official narratives, question the rumors, even question your own assumptions. After all, the most compelling mysteries are often those that leave us with more questions than answers.
Indeed. And as for the Red Inn, its story remains etched in the annals of history, a chilling reminder that some secrets, like Rochette's final words, may forever remain shrouded in mystery.
If you want to learn more about the Red Inn, we've got links to some fascinating articles and research in our show notes. But for now, we'll leave you with this. What do you believe happened all those years ago at that remote inn on a dusky French road? Were the Martins victims of circumstance, caught in a web spun from rumor and fear? Or were they the perpetrators of a heinous crime, their true motives lost to time?
The answer, my friend, lies somewhere within the shadows of the Red Inn.
A haunting testament to the enduring power of unanswered questions. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and as always, thanks for diving in with us.